hello world, really. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all those platforms that everyone uses. God knows which one's still up right now. I've got a towel on my head, not long out the bath, look like a bit of a twat. And the reason why I've done that is because us truthers currently are getting a hell of a lot of shit for pointing things out. It's almost like when you say, have you listened to that box? Did you believe everything the government told you? That in itself gets people's backs up because now they feel stupid. And unfortunately, when you question anything that doesn't come out of that box, the person who believes that box now feels stupid. And it's instantly on the defence. So it doesn't matter what you say, it's almost like I'm a conspiracy theorist, even though I'm not. I'm a truther. I suppose you could say there's an element of that. Yeah, I just want everyone to live happily in a world where nutcases don't try to rule over us all the time. Without war and killing each other and just, being nice and, sometimes you need to be negative in order to be constructive, otherwise new innovation and new ideas don't happen. But there's a fucking point. And it's got to the point now where people, you can't say anything to people. I've banged on for years about vitamin D. And explaining the science around vitamin D, how the sun has to be a certain height in the sky and penetrate your skin at a certain angle, and if you've got suntan lotion or sunscreen, whatever country you come from, on it won't penetrate your skin, and if you live in the northern hemisphere or the far southern hemisphere at certain times of the year you can't make vitamin D. You can make vitamin D near enough all the time on the equator, but only at certain points in the day when the sun's high enough in the sky. This is just a scientific fact. There's no conspiracy or misconception about this, but it seems that people don't understand that vitamin D plays a huge, huge role in health. So when you suggest to people, oh, you should take vitamin D, I do take vitamin D. Why is that then? Oh, I've been taking vitamin D for the last year, or I've been taking vitamin D for 6 months, or the doctor told me to take vitamin D. And like my parents, they started taking vitamin D because they're older now. And the vitamin D strength, they'd have to take 10 of those tablets to even begin to get enough vitamin D. But it seems that until the doctor or that box says, oh look, use vitamin D, no one really believes it. It's amazing because so many people haven't been abroad this year, haven't been to hot countries and haven't got their quota of vitamin D. There's so many people who are going to get sick this Christmas or this winter because of the lack of vitamin D in their system. We store it. Like lemon juice, like vitamin C, for argument's sake. Everyone bangs on about when you get a cold, oh, I need my lemon sip. Well, you take paracetamol to lower your temperature. Now, I'm not being funny, you shouldn't be lowering your temperature unless it's life-threatening because your body's actually fighting the disease and it increases your body temperature to try and kill it off. Like if you put something that's alive in the oven, you'd potentially, cook it alive. Well, that's what your immune system does when you've got a virus. It tries to warm you up in order to cook the virus. It's like almost the body's defence. If you've got a temperature of 38, 39 degrees, yeah, maybe after a while take a fucking paracetamol because, it's getting a little bit high. But you're basically masking the symptoms. It's like, if I break my leg in the middle of the street and it fucking hurts because my bone's sticking out of my body, some painkiller would be nice. If I've got a headache, alright, and I take a painkiller, and then once the painkiller wears off, I've still got a headache, so I take another painkiller, I wouldn't be taking the painkiller to start with. I'd be going, why have I got a headache? It's like people who go to the doctors with a bad back. They're all, oh, my back hurts. Here's some cocodamol. Oh, great. Let's take some cheap cocaine that masks the pain of my back hurting. Because, like, you know, the reason why your body hurts is to tell you not to move that part because it needs to heal. There's something wrong. Ow. You use a paracetamol on a very absolute emergency. And people pop this sort of pharmaceutical drug every fucking second of the day. But don't think that food or light has anything to do with your well-being. Now, vitamin C, or lemon juice, orange, anything of the citrus variety, is an antioxidant. Antioxidant. We're water beings that are oxygenated. So surely an antioxidant will flush the unoxygenated shit out of your body. Otherwise, why is it called an antioxidant? And like anti-inflammatory. Every sickness potentially is an inflammation of your body, an inflammation of your cells, an inflammation. So ginger is an anti-inflammation. So surely, if you're sick, some kind of anti-inflammatory and antioxide and some light from the sun, because we are light beings, might actually give your immune system a little bit of a boost. The only time I go for sunbeds, and I'm not an advocate for going under a sunbed every 5 minutes, but the only time I go for a sunbed is this time of the year, because I suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Can you see this light here? Yeah, that's my sad light. Seasonal affective disorder. When the sun's not high enough in the sky, I suffer from sadness. I don't like it. I almost run on that. And when it's a dull day and it's fucking miserable outside, I'm miserable. Lots of people in the Northern Hemisphere, lots of people in the world suffer from seasonal affective disorder. And I find going for a sunbed and taking vitamin D helps that. It's not some myth or conspiracy, but because I'm labelled a truther or a conspiracy theorist or someone who thinks outside of the box, all of a sudden the person listening to me either feels unintelligent because they didn't think of it themselves, or they think I'm a nut job that should be wearing a tinfoil hat. I don't do this for something. What do you think I actually talk about this shit on the internet to be insulted? I have got a lot better things to do with my life than sit here and talk shit on the internet to be insulted. I tell people because I feel that it's an experience I've experienced, and I've gone, oh, actually, look, from this has happened to me. It's a benefit to my life. You know, I've been sick. Of course I've been sick here and there. I think last year I got sick around the January sort of time with some kind of sinusitis-y sort of thing. It lasted about 36 hours. Everyone else who got it was sick for a week. So obviously something I done helped with that, because I usually get sick. As someone who used to deliver the mail, I used to get 3 or 4 colds every year without fail. It's a standard thing. You're in and out of the cold all the time. It's a standard thing. Now I don't. Ever since I've been taking vitamin C, and yet I'm vegan vegetarian, so I'm careful about what I consume. I do consume junk. We all do. I have a drink. I do stuff like that. Everything in moderation. But if you constantly eat processed food that's beige, don't go out in the sun and do no exercise at all, cardio or anything, and you're sick, you need to maybe ask yourself why. We are what we eat. And just because someone like myself and other people on the internet who say things that are a little bit different and say, oh, did you listen to what they said? They're not insulting you. They're saying to you, have you not thought of this? It's not an intellectual argument about who's more superior than other. No one's more superior. We're all human beings living on the same fucking rock. Why are we arguing about who's in charge and who's not in charge and who's better and who's not better? Surely we're here to sort of share it. Isn't that the idea? And have fun? It's just a little bit of a fault, human race. You know, times are a little bit, right now, everyone's acting a little bit during this lockdown. Something to think about there. Peace, love and light.